Hello, Sentient Clock here, and I'm going to be talking about an animal abuse apologist, aka none, or more accurately a video in which he tries to defend animal abusers for their actions. Anyway, let's see what garbage we're dealing with.
Disturbing video tonight shows the moment Osceola County deputies say a man threw a dog to the ground at an apartment complex. That suspect is now out on bond tonight.
And as West News' Tony Atkins reports, detectives say an inconvenience is what sparked it all. A warning, the video is hard to watch, and we've frozen it before the most graphic parts.
So we have a case where a man allegedly takes a dog outside and slams it to the ground. According to the report, the man did this because the dog used the bathroom on his rug. Before going further, there's something that's super important to understand. Most people view cases like this in isolation. What they ignore is larger order context. Put another way, they focus only on a small part of a much bigger picture. They focus on individual owners.
Larger board of context? What larger board of context? The only context here is that the guy is an asshole who abused his dog over peeing on the carpet, which, by the way, is something a decent person wouldn't do. So let's see the bigger picture you're talking about. Also, it's not allegedly. It was literally caught on camera, you idiot.
And individual dogs. And all they seem to care about is that a dog was injured. They never ask why things like this happen, or how to actually stop all of it. Because if they did, they would not like the answer. I will just say it. Both this man and this dog are victims of dog culture. And I will elaborate on this shortly.
So apparently the abuser is the victim of dog culture, despite the only things that happened to him is that his carpet got peed on, and he was charged with animal abuse because he committed the crime. But I guess that makes him a victim according to you. And of course you're upset they care about the dog, because you're a degenerate that finds cruelty to dogs funny. And let me guess, your solution is another excuse for wanting dogs to be banned.
But there's another very important thing to understand here. Cases like these are indeed a counter to the claim that dogs relieve stress and make people happy. Or rather, it confirms what we've been saying all along, which is that dogs don't make everyone happy. This is also further evidence that it is almost exclusively dog owners, or people who choose to be around dogs, who wind up in the news for things like this.
You are only half right about your point. Yeah, you're not wrong that dogs don't make everyone happy. But if dogs can relieve stress for some people, then they can relieve stress. Everyone has different needs, and if someone can't handle a dog and end up abusing it, then that's their problem. Because if you can't handle a dog, then don't get one.
But a more specific example would be like a person in a relationship with another person who owns a dog, and this could be any kind of relationship, such as a familial one or perhaps a romantic one, who finds him or herself in a situation where they've agreed, perhaps reluctantly, to watch a dog for a brief period, and they probably have no idea what they are signing up for and would most likely opt to not do this instead if only that option were available. A common scenario is this one. One partner in a relationship owns a dog, while the other one doesn't, and also probably doesn't care for dogs at all, although they may not yet have enough experience with dogs to hate them and to know to avoid interacting with them at all, but because dogs, for whatever stupid reason, are important to their partner.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you using this to defend people who abuse their partner's pets? If that's the case, then fuck you, because not having experience does not justify abusing your partner's dog. Also, not enough experience to hate dogs? Come on dude, you're literally projecting your own experiences onto others, because who knows, they may not have a bad time with the dog. And also, wouldn't they have some level of experience with their partner's dog given all their interactions?
Now, me personally, I know enough about dogs and what they're like to understand that if someone owns a dog, that's a total deal breaker. But in the past, I have been the person who reluctantly allows a partner to bring a dog along, simply not knowing just exactly how problematic dogs can be, and not thinking about it too much, only to later realize the mistake I've made.
Well, thanks for confirming that you're a pathetic incel that blames dogs for your relationship.
To spell it out for the dog worshippers out there, I am not suggesting that this man should have slammed this dog to the ground. In fact, aside from feeling very strongly that he should have never allowed a dog in his home in the first place, I make no statement about what he should or should not have done.
And yet you tried to defend his actions and victimize him, as shown so far.
Or, to put it another way, if I had it my way, these incidents would never occur, because everyone would instead choose to avoid dogs entirely. Now obviously, not everyone who acquires a dog ends up in a scenario like this one. That is not what I am suggesting. But plenty of them do, and it is a guarantee that as long as dogs exist, and as long as dog culture persists, stuff like this is simply not going away.
That's it. Plenty is enough that everyone should avoid dogs. That is stupid, because not everyone abuses dogs. Heck, there are a lot of people who actually care for their dogs. And like I said, if you get a dog that you can't handle and end up abusing it, then that's literally your problem.
I just think people need to quit housing and feeding dogs, period. But just as you can never create a reality where every person who chooses to own a dog is going to be concerned with public health and safety, you will likewise never create a reality where none of the people who own dogs, or agree to watch them perhaps, lash out at dogs because dogs are garbage animals we've all been brainwashed about to some extent. And I should note that due to dog waste generation alone, literally no one who chooses to own a dog is actually concerned with public health.
Buddy, your delusions are speaking again. No one has been brainwashed, you're just one of those assholes that think, if I don't like it then no one should. Also, your biases are also showing, because there are probably a lot of people who don't care about public health that don't have a dog, and there are plenty of who do care about public health that have a dog. And if you're going to say something like you don't know that, to that I say yeah, and neither do you for that matter.
But dog defenders are constantly going on about how the problems caused by the presence of dogs, which they pretend is somehow only down to the owner's choices, can be resolved by training or so-called responsible dog ownership. But again, there is no way to ensure that every dog owner will be like whatever they imagine this to be.
Really, dude? That's your lame-ass excuse, because some people are lazy. That only proves our point, because these problems wouldn't happen if bad owners actually took care of their dog, but you're too ignorant to see that.
And similarly, we will never live in a world where dogs don't frustrate people, to include dog owners. Society at large needs to stop lying to itself, and to everyone, about how great dogs supposedly are.
No, you need to stop exaggerating how bad dogs are, and stop defending animal abusers.
Remember this case? The one where a Genesee County inmate punched a dog that encroached on his very limited personal space? That happened because someone else literally forced him to be trapped with this intrusive creature. And he could have been allergic as well, for all we know. Additionally, being close to a dog may well be something that goes against his religious beliefs.
Oh my god, really, Ninja, still defending that criminal who punched that dog? For context, he made several videos where he defended a waste of oxygen for hitting a dog, and I made a video about that. And he's basically just using the same excuses he used in those videos.
Other like it, where someone is seen slamming a dog they actually chose to own or agreed to be around for some period. Again, not realizing what dogs are like. Finally, it's worth noting how these incidents are reported every single time. Rather than being impartial and sticking to the facts, the reporters manipulate everything from the framing and narrative setting to the headline and the language that is used.
You need to shut the fuck up!
While there are cases of reporters manipulating events, this is not one of those cases. It literally was caught on camera, you fucking idiot. And I'm done with that trash ass video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.